Now, the ANC celebrated its 113th anniversary in Khayelitsha yesterday. It had been 10 years since the party took its celebrations to the Western Cape, and the party has lost a large support base in that province. The emergence of other parties has also put the ANC in a weak position. One of the criticisms labelled against political parties in the Western Cape is their inability to adequately service the townships where some of the most vulnerable people are located. I'm joined now by Kweleta from the Khayelitsha Development Forum for more on this discussion. Mr. Kweleta, thank you so much for your time and for joining us. Perhaps let's just begin with you just giving us an idea of how residents of Khayelitsha feel about their conditions in that township, and are there common concerns or issues that are frequently raised?
Good morning and thanks for having me. Yes, indeed, the residents of Khayelitsha for the past 10, 15 years have been in a very, very precarious condition. They've gotten poorer, they've gotten unhappy, and if we've also seen the escalating crime levels. So we actually are feeling very much isolated as the residents of Khayelitsha. Yes.
So the ANC held its 113th celebration in Khayelitsha yesterday. What did this mean for the community, and how do residents perceive the ANC's choice of location for this event?
Yeah, look, first as the Khayelitsha Development Forum, particularly me leading the local economic development desk within the KDF, for us, we welcomed this event of the ANC because it's a moment that not only bring opportunities for local businesses, but also hope, because as you would know, the history of Khayelitsha is a product of an apartheid dump site driven by influx laws and also the Group Areas Act post the liberation movement's victory in 1994. Khayelitsha Development Forum was formed 1995 as a reconstruction development program forum, which we started to actually see tremendous development from what was a dump site up until 2001, when Khayelitsha was identified by then President Thabo Mbeki as an urban renewal site together with Mitchell's Plain. That's when we've seen transformation until the DA took over in 2009, which we've seen how development have been reversed in Khayelitsha. So yes, we've welcomed the ANC, and our only hope, as we were persuading leaders of the ANC, was that please bring back what was then identified as an urban renewal node in Khayelitsha.
So, I mean, we did see the deputy president of the ANC accusing the DA of neglecting places such as Khayelitsha. I mean, speaking of the unsanitary conditions and the raw sewage and the trash-filled streets, do you believe that the DA has neglected places like Khayelitsha in the Western Cape?
I fully agree. In fact, the DA is also aware of that if you look at Khayelitsha 15 years ago and now, I mean, the last time a school was built in Khayelitsha was under the administration of the ANC in the Western Cape. So, you know, even now it's January, we'll be dealing with overcrowded schools where children don't have access to schools because of the overcrowding. If you look at the population of Khayelitsha, the statistics is overwhelmingly only at 379,000 according to the DA. But we know the influx in the Western Cape between the Eastern Cape, it's on a weekly basis over 700,000, which we believe Khayelitsha is in excess of 2 million people already. But for political reasons, the DA keeps on only servicing 379 to 400,000 people. You can see our infrastructure has actually collapsed because of the overpopulation, which if you come to Khayelitsha now and you go to Camps Bay, Simonstown, you'll see a totally different picture. Because the aspiration of the DA is to only service the affluent areas and leave the poor working class areas like they are.
Well, I mean, in response to the Deputy President's accusations, the DA spokesperson spoke about how the city of Cape Town is the only municipality that spends the most in terms of the highest budget allocation in uplifting townships within the Western Cape, more than any other municipality countrywide. Are you seeing the benefits of those allocations of budgets within townships like Khayelitsha and other places like Mitchell's Plain?
It's quite obvious that the DA is living in another platform. The budget of the city of Cape Town is compared to the Namibian country's budget. However, as the biggest township, not only in Khayelitsha, but in the country, and ranked in the top 5 slums in the world, Khayelitsha remains very much poor and dilapidated. If you can go and take a walk around in Khayelitsha, you will not see the benefits of this big budget, but Khayelitsha in actual fact remains the biggest township. If you've seen the latest census, Western Cape has now become the top 5 biggest populations in the country with about 7 million. There's no other biggest township in the Western Cape other than Khayelitsha, but we don't see where this budget is being spent. So the DA is living just in a totally different world. It continues to invest in these affluent areas in terms of crime. It's 10 years ago since you've had a Khayelitsha Crime Commission, which has got clear recommendation, but the DA has not acted on that.
I mean, the local government elections will be taking place in 2026. What are your expectations as residents of Khayelitsha in terms of a change that you want to see happen, especially with the ANC having spent their time this past week and this past weekend in ensuring that they speak directly to the residents of Khayelitsha and those in the Western Cape as a whole?
Yeah, look, for us, we are not a political organization as the Khayelitsha Development Forum. We actually represent and have members of all political parties, religious sector, sports within Khayelitsha. However, we've got one common agreement that, look, Khayelitsha of 15 years ago and now is a total different state. And if you look at the political parties, we used to have the ANC up until 2009, but for the past 15 years, you can see how actually the gains have been reversed as a result of the leadership of the DA. Everything the DA came to do was to reverse the infrastructure, all opportunities developed within Khayelitsha. The children, look, when I was a kid, I used to walk to Monwabisi Beach, which is just here in Khayelitsha. But now we can no longer go there. If you can look at the state of that beach, which is a manifestation of what the DA thinks of Khayelitsha.
Okay, Mr. Kweleta, thank you so much for your time and just sharing those experiences of the people of Khayelitsha. And certainly we do hope that many parties will come together in ensuring that the plight of those in Khayelitsha is changed. Now, still to